everyone, and this is One Truth coming to you on the Elder Scrolls Online North American PC Mega Server. So, just want to go and review since the Thieves Guild patch. I think from here on out I'm going to start making revised build videos for every major patch that's going to come out, and starting out with my Nightblade. I've not put one since Wrothgar came out. And this is my Wood Elf Nightblade. Kind of funny story here. The real reason why I even have an Aldmeri Dominion Nightblade was from Morrowind time. Every game from Elder Scrolls, I would always be a Wood Elf Archer. I would always play in stealth. So I kind of put two and two together and plugged and pasted. I didn't even know about the alliances. I just thought it was going to be Elder Scrolls, and when I delved into this game I was actually thoroughly surprised of everything, and now I have a full understanding after a year of playing this game. Excuse me. So, things I've noticed that I would like to help with this game is, and eventually you're going to see me start doing more of this, is budget builds. I'm going to create those who lack money builds that will be effective for PvP. I'm not a PvE player, unfortunately, but here soon I'm going to start doing more PvE. There's going to be other things I'm going to do. I'm going to start editing my channel. I'm going to eventually invest into better video editing software. And yeah, so on a different topic before I even go into my build. So what works for me and what is my preference, and I've been using this Nightblade, he's been my main for over a year now, may not be effective for others, and vice versa. This build works for me, and it's proven its work time and time and time again. And I hope it works for everybody. However, these skills are not set in stone, and you can change them accordingly. And you know, I want to hear changes that you have. If you got a Nightblade build that surpasses mine, I want to see it. This build is a ganking build, essentially. He can brawl, yes, but he's designed for that one-shot, one-kill instance known as ganking throughout this game. So a lot of people hate Nightblades and they hate gankers, but if you play this class, just ignore the hate mail. It means you're doing something right. Now, in regards to the community standpoint and where I look to go, I guess in a sense of direction for my YouTube channel, I just want to make videos and help the community. I want to create a community not only within my channel, but help maintain the community that is the Elder Scrolls Online that I've known and loved. That's the only thing keeping me to this game. The community really makes this game, and every other game I've previously played, I always talked about the community, and I want to keep a positive community. Things that I want to do here soon, I always come up with ideas that I would like to implement within this game, and one of those ideas would be a website. And I'm just throwing this out for people to hear. A website for all the PvP guilds to register, put on their website for their guild so they can advertise it itself, and create brackets and a rank structure for those guilds and allow those guilds to compete. I've come up with ways that we can do a 24-man raid versus 24-man raid, doing a capture the little fucking outpost that not really is an outpost, it's just some random place over there by Robeck, especially with forward camps being implemented back into this game. We could do stuff like that, and I want to eventually do that. Now going over the build, I'm going to start calling this the Truce Build Corner, and I'm going to adopt the motto, just for the community's sake, is let's build Tamriel together. And that's essentially what I want to do. I want to create a community and really discuss builds. I'm also thinking about creating a sitcom, but I'm terrible at comedy. I like to think I'm funny, but I just really have a fucked up sense of humor. So everybody knows my Magicka DK. Looks sexy. Side note here, you can really take a look at my armor. I like to theory craft different styles and mix and match to make something that looks good, and I think this looks pretty good, actually. Maybe the helmet, but that's a Kina helmet. I really need to get into PvE and get the Maelstrom bow. That would complete this build. So my DK, future things to come. Right now, I'm working on a Ebonheart packed Breton Nightblade. He's obviously going to be Magicka. And just going to go ahead and show this. Just for people to see. And I hit this at his level, which really caught me off guard. Yes, I like to take screenshots. If you look, 207,000 damage from Procstat Soul Tether combo on a level is 33 at the time. Grinding Old Orsinium. Granted, battle level is a bitch, yes, but putting that amount of DPS out at this early of a stage as a Nightblade, I really look forward to what he's going to become. Alright. Obviously, I got my mule, EOS mule, which doesn't really mean anything. The next thing I'm going to start working on, I can't decide yet. I've got the Redguard Stam sort that I want to work on for the Daggerfall Covenant so I can be a tri-faction player. I also want to work on a Sorcerer that's Magicka for AD. AD being my first obvious alliance, I'd like to maintain that. But I also like to be, or have the idea of being, I guess you can say, multi-alliance. That's a terrible, it's bad verbiage. But that's going to be a Magicka Templar. I thought during the Thieves Guild patch that they were going to implement the, what is that called? The material bags. And materials won't take up your space anymore, and I can use my guild bank for, or not guild bank, my bank for other things, but it didn't happen this patch, and I really can't wait to get rid of Yo-S Mule, which is kind of funny if you get that. I don't understand why that wasn't taking. Yo is the Spanish conjugation for I. S. Mule means I am mule. Funny. I laugh at it sometimes. But yeah, so those are future builds to come. Also, is my Bosmer DK eventually I'm going to work on. But I wish to replace him with a Stamina Templar for DC. The concept I have is, what I make on AD, I want to make the opposite for the other alliances. So I got a Stam Nightblade right now for AD, so now I've got a Magicka Nightblade for EP. I have a Magicka DK for AD, and I'm going to eventually create a Stam DK for EP. I've got a Magicka Sword for AD, Stam Sword for DC, Magicka Templar, and I would wish to replace that with a Stam Templar. So those are just ideas I'm coming up with. I think for the Stam Templar, I'm going to go with, Imperial. So, enough of me just running my gums. So let's go ahead and pull this in. So as I logged in, I was actually trying to make a attempt to make a video earlier, and I failed miserably because I didn't read the patch notes, and they removed the Mundus Stone, and I started freaking out because my weapon damage wasn't where it should have been. I was like, man, I can't make a video if my weapon damage is not where it's supposed to be. I got off work and decided I want to make a video. Alright, so meet my White Elf Nightblade. Cool. Alright, so I just picked up Major the other day. I'm pretty ecstatic about it. I don't know if I should have used that word. Whatever. So these are my unbuff stats. If you look down, I got the Wicked Suite. So I got the Wicked's Outfitter I can change. I've got multiple builds that I use depending on the scenario if I'm running with a group. But I'm only going to cover my ganking build right now. So at 6:42 West Coast time, or Pacific Standard Time is the proper way to pronounce that. And I'm enlightened. I'm going to get my 449th champion point. Sweet. Really can't wait for the Dark Brotherhood patch. Alright, so you've seen that. What I mentioned earlier, though, within this video, is that I theory craft my armor and mix and match it. I fell in love with the Outlaw chest. To be honest with you, I think that's the Zipkin belt. I'm not sure. I know for a fact this is the Mercenary Boots, Zivkin Legs, Bosmer Arms, which I'm thinking about getting rid of, but I don't know, the spikes kind of match the shoulder. So, you know, I might keep it. Bloodspawn for the regen, Kina for the damage. So, the 511 setup, take a look. 1 Bloodspawn, light armor with N-Pen. I bought the Kina helmet, or not, excuse me, I did not buy the Kina helmet. I got the Kina helmet the other day, and I got it well fitted. Finally, it dropped from the white gold tower, and I about shit a brick, literally. However, it's well fitted, but you know what, I'll take it. 3 agility, 5 hunting's rage. What I eventually want to do is replace the Night Silence bow, which is the Dominion style, mind you, which I think kind of looks pretty good. It's got like eagles, but I think the pack bow looks the best. I want to replace that with the Maelstrom bow, but Fat Maelstrom can blow me. I'm terrible at PvE. So, yeah, my battle axe of Night Silence. Obviously, bleeding's not as significant in this patch, but it's still good. Still to get that little extra DPS, that little extra push. So I had to reset my add-ons, I'd like to say 2 months ago, but this is the results of my Nightblade. So, just giving you a courtesy here. Now, I'm going to go over buffing. So, buffed up. Boom, 1900 Stam recovery, 4000 weapon damage, which is more than enough. Weapon crit, 55.8%. You want that at least 50%, so every other hit will be a crit. 11k physical resistance, 12k spell resistance, and then 858 critical resistance. I was talking to like Arenia and a few other really talented players, and they were telling me that they have over 1500 critical resistance. So the idea of you going 5 in pen is not a bad idea, just throwing that out there. My Mundus Stone is the warrior, but you could replace that with the Stam recovery equivalent. So I use Bifud, the Orzaga, here, you know what, I'll tell you the name exactly. Orzaga Tripe Trifle Pocket. Say that 3 times fast. So yeah, so that's where I'm sitting at right now with that. So, alright, so that's that. Skill rotation. I had to change Dark Cloak. Dark Cloak is no longer a purge. I don't know why I have silver shards on there. I quote unquote, I went Van Helsing, and I created the Van Helsing build, and I literally just went around killing vamps all night last night. It was pretty fun. So, Shadowy Disguise, you get the crit, and I use it also as an escape maneuver. Lethal Arrow. Now, if you pay close attention to the bottom paragraph, also inflicts enemy with major defile, which is really good for team playing. Really good. So a lot of times, I'm just spamming Lethal Arrow, trying to help my team out to kill that Templar. Poison Injection is my... What word am I searching for? I just had a brain fart here. Execute. So Poison Injection hits really good and really hard, and also it does more damage for enemies under 50% health. So Relentless Focus, I use it instead of Merciless Resolve, and reason being is you get the stamina recovery. Also, the 4 light attacks, they changed that, I believe, during the Rothgar, maybe IC patch, and you can fire the Spectral Bow, which is really good, and you can just use that. It's really good. But pay attention here to the Minor Berserk and Minor Endurance, so that'll come in handy later on. Camouflage Hunter. For all you vampires and werewolves out there, beware of a Ganker, specifically a Nightblade. This gives us the upper hand. And with the points dispersed correctly through your Magica tree, you can get your Camo Hunter to obliterate opponents. I'm primarily an archer on this build, so I'll put my Dawnbreaker on my bow bar. The Dawnbreaker gives me 8% increase to weapon damage. So that's my bow bar. Oh yeah, I'm just going to throw that out. The bow itself is sharpened with poison damage. where my axe is sharpened with disease. Going back, changing over to the axe. Fear. Fear is the bread and butter of a Nightblade. No matter what anybody tells you, they hate fucking Nightblades because we play our class well. Well, a good portion of us do anyways. So Mass Hysteria or Fear. So that's an amazing CC. Rally. Rally gives you major brutality, and as I said earlier with the Relentless Focus, the Minor Berserk. They stack, so you get more weapon damage. Ambush. Ambush is an amazing distance closer. Surprise Attack. Surprise Attack is a wonderful, wonderful ability, and you can spam it fairly quickly compared to Wreck and Blow, which I find very inconvenient when it comes to fighting, because you have to get it off during a slow-ass cast timer. Resolving Vigor. Everybody needs some health, so you don't rely on health potions. So pop, rally, pop vigor when you're in some troubled situations. And then Clouding Swarm for the regen. And also Clouding Swarm is by far one of my favorite ultimates, because what I'll end up doing is popping Clouding Swarm, ambushing in, and fearing, and just spamming Surprise Attack. I took off Killer's Blade and just execute on this bar in general, because Vigor and Rally, you need sustainability, you need to be able to stay alive, and that gives me the health I need. So all in all, that's what I use. I change it around depending if I'm going two-handed dual wield, then I'll throw Shuffle on there. I'll typically throw my dual wield on my bow bar, just change these two skills out for a Steel Tornado and something else. It kind of changes. I still experiment with that idea. Alright, so that's my champion tree. So you're getting a in-depth look at what my Nightblade does. Now I'm going to go into the champion tree. I don't have max CP yet, but I'll get there. Starting out with the warrior under the steed. 20 in block expertise, because I am a Stam build. I'm going to block, and you should too. 20 in spell shield, which I'm probably going to change that, increase, maybe not. I had that for the magic resistance. You know what? I'll definitely change it. You know what? I'll do that right now. $23 in resistance for that crit resistance. You know, I'll throw a point in there. I'll get that to 10%. You know, 27 points. So moving on to the lady. I've got 42 points in Hardy for that physical damage reduction. And watch, I'm about to throw these 16 points in Elemental Defender to negate that fire damage that vampires get. So 61 in Elemental Defender. So it's going to be nice. Alright, moving on. Don't have any points on the Lord. Kind of contemplating putting some points into Quick Recovery, maybe even Bastion. I hadn't got that far yet. Going to the tower, up under the Thieves tree now. I've got 32 points in Magician because I do use Magicka abilities, i.e. Camouflage Hunter and Shadowy Disguise. Fear is also a Magicka ability, so I need that negate of cost. 32 points in Warlord. Only 8.1%, that's really all I need anyways. You can put points in however you want. So I get that 8% decrease or negate of cost of ability. 20 in Mooncalf for the 8.1% Stam recovery. And then also 20 in Arcanist. Do get the same equivalent for recovery for Magicka. So it gives me that versatility that I need. So I can spam Cloak to get out of situations I need. Or Fear. I've got 16 in Befoul because of Lethal Arrow, and my axe has the Befoul enchant. Definitely don't want you to heal up on me. 28 in Tumbling. If you notice a trend here, I do 8.1% on quite a bit of mine. So 8.1% in Tumbling. Main thing is dodge roll and break free. That's all around a really good passive. I'm going to start putting points in Shade because with the Thieves Guild patch, you have no stamina recovery while crouched and walking anymore, and I don't like that. So that hurt me, so I'm going to negate that by putting points in the shade. Moving on to the mage and the apprentice. I've got 5 points in blessed. I'm going to start putting points into blessed. I'm going to get as many points as I can into blessed, whatever points I have. So I've got 149, so I'm going to put, what is that? So 18 points into blessed. Get that as high as I can. Moving on to the Atronach. No one make fun of me there. I know I've got 10 fingers and 10 toes. Don't give me shit. So 20 points in melee expert because I do a lot of weaving. So say if I'm using my axe, I do heavy attack, surprise attack. Then bow expert, I also use weaving within my bow. Up under the ritual. Main thing you really want is exploiter here to increase your damage against all player enemies. So 31% thaumaturge. I hope I say that right, but I'm not sure. 11% poison damage increase, or just dot damage increase. They changed that. 20 points in precise strikes, 20 in piercing, and 33 in mighty. So I'm pretty sure with this latest patch, I'm actually positive that poison scales off weapon damage now. So that thaumaturge with the mighty, that really hurts somebody. Well, you look at here, there's a player stealth. Let's go see. The repercussion. Though, I get it, like the repercussion, but repercussion. Very well. Haha, kind of funny. So I'm going to do some DPS testing with you guys, so just bear with me here. So I'm going to go over a DPS check. Oh, great. So what's going to end up happening here is I'm going to buff up using Relentless Focus, Camouflage Hunter, and Rally. And then I'm going to initiate my triple weave, and I'll go ahead and go over how to do that. On a bow, activate your lethal arrow ability. While doing so, hold down the left mouse button or whatever your light or heavy attack may be. Hold it down, and as soon as the lethal arrow is released from your bow, let go of the attack or left or whatever light or heavy attack button you have keybinded, and you'll fire 2 arrows. When that happens, you can weave in a poison injection. Based off the distance of the enemy, you can get in 2 to 3 camo hunter procs at a time. And like that, that's beautiful. Let me go ahead, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and review the DPS that was just dealt. So 76,000 damage in total. PvP is 50% of that. Camo Hunter proc twice for a total of 35,000 damage. Lethal Arrow once for 22,000 damage. Poison Injection once for 12,000. Light Attack, it doesn't consider it a heavy attack, it considers it a light attack, for 5,000, and then my poison weapon proc for 794. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is a perfectly executed triple weave for the bow. It works on like focused aim and other things. Let's do a heavy attack, surprise attack weave. So 80k DPS right there, a 49k fucking heavy attack, 16k surprise attack, 13k camouflage hunter, and then 794 befouled weapon. Now, what I'm going to teach you also works for wrecking blow. So as you're doing a heavy attack, you charge up, and then you activate your surprise attack mid-swing, and it'll automatically do the heavy attack and go right into the surprise attack. So it'll do a 2-for-1. So just for demonstration purposes, I'll do it again. Charge it up. Boom. He's done. And I did an 83k damage. So that's that. Oh, you look at there, a player. Too many NPCs. Whatever. What I get him with? Got him with poison injection, so I'll review that. That was a horrible fight. Yeah, that was a terrible fight, but I got the kill nonetheless. God, that was such a terrible fight. I was not prepared for that one. He roll dodge out of that. That was pretty good timing on his part. Him as a player is pretty good. He caught me with that wrecking blow, and I blocked the second one. He could have did a lot of damage if he would have caught me with that second wrecking blow. Possibly killed me, but I'll give him kudos. Argony swag. And like that. So ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to making future content and future videos for everyone. I am going to make budget builds here soon. It's kind of funny, just the concept of that one. And I want to know what you think of this build. I want to know changes that I can make. I want to make a community for just not only my channel, but for the PvP community. There's been a lot of hostility lately, and I just want to negate that. We're all here to play games, man. Or ma'am. So, why not play games and relax, right? My wife plays games. I play games. I don't want to sit there and think about drama or any of that other stuff. I want to build Tamriel together, and I want to bring it to a better place. And yeah, so if you like the video, like and subscribe. I'm going to put out content weekly, and I'm trying to figure out how to do a sitcom. So I look forward to making that. But awesome. Everyone, hope you enjoyed this video, and bye-bye.